Hi, this is Sally Morgan, physical therapist, craniosacral therapist, and Tellington T-Touch practitioner for animals and people. And we are here with Tristan, who's a Corgi, for an episode of Conversations with a Corgi. And we're still in New Jersey, where I came to teach a Tellington T-Touch class for dogs. And actually, we went out to work with my sister's horse yesterday as well. Beautiful day and nice sunshine. And today we'll be bringing my dog and my mom's dog downtown to a little fall festival, which will be a lot of fun. So I thought I should talk today a little bit about how you manage your dog when you're going to outdoor activities like this. There's so many festivals in New England for sure in the fall. You know, the pumpkin festival, the leaf festival, the squash festival, and just general apple festivals, apple picking. So one of the things that people like to do for these family outings is bring their pet along with them, which is great. It's great to get your dog out, great to have all of your family when you're doing a family outing. And a lot of places like hay rides and apple picking welcome you to bring a nice, well-behaved dog. But one of the things that happens, I see at a lot of these festivals, is people bring the dog along, but then don't pay attention to the dog. And, you know, for instance, if you're a family with a couple of children, maybe one in a stroller and about a 4-year-old hanging on, and then mom and dad dragging along the Labrador, often where I live. And the important thing to remember is that if you're bringing your dog to one of these events, it's important to pay attention to the dog. You know, notice what he's noticing. If there are other dogs around, they might not be nice, even if your dog is nice. My dog, Tristan, he's a little bit snarky, so I absolutely have to pay attention to him. And really, you know, 5 booths away, be aware if there's another dog coming or a dog sitting in a booth, and start getting his attention on me from as far away as I can. And it's often a good idea to have some treats with you so that he is looking at me and waiting for me to manage him, to get him past another dog that he might not know or like. He is not what I would call at all a friendly dog. He's been much worse since I lost my other Corgi. And often dogs that have been in a family of 2 and are now a family of 1 dog have issues with other dogs because they're not as secure as they used to be. Maybe in my case, the second dog was a big neutral dog. He made Tristan feel safe. He looked out for him and more than once really protected Tristan when he was little. So without comment, Tristan's not as secure. So it's my job as his person to take care of that for him and look out for other dogs around him. Don't put him in situations where it's going to be super stressful. If it's loud and there's a lot of noise and music or kids with cap guns or firecrackers and things like that, it might not be the best idea to bring your dog along to that event. So it's really important to look at the event from your dog's perspective. Are you going to be available to help him and to work with your dog and not just drag him along behind you with the stroller and the 3 kids? It might be enough for you just to manage the kids. And the other thing you can do, if your dog, like mine, is not super good with other dogs and you still have to manage your children, is go early in the day or later in the day when it's less crowded. Because then you have an opportunity to enjoy the day with your dog and you won't have to be so aware of all the other people and dogs around you throughout the afternoon. So that's another option. And I do encourage you to bring your dog with you to things that you can, because it is great to include all of your family with you. And certainly with a Corgi, which I have and love, you know, your dog is shorter and smaller. The same applies to Chihuahuas and many small breeds. You have to think about the world from their short view when you bring them to an event like this. You know, a lot of vendors, often at Sturbridge and places like that where I go for big antique fairs, a lot of those people have a dog under their bench or under their table or, you know, in the back where they might keep their cash register. And it's important that you be aware of that and not let your dog go wandering around. So don't keep the leash so tight that your dog doesn't have any freedom, but also be aware of things from your dog's perspective down at that short view. You might not see a dog lying down under a table, and your Chihuahua might see him way before you do and start barking and carrying on and getting the leash tangled up and all of that. The other thing that people often forget when you're at an event and there's dogs around is that not all dogs want to meet your dog and vice versa. So it's a bad idea to see another person with a black lab and say, oh, can my lab meet your lab? that's not always going to work. Not every dog is friendly, and in a stressful environment like that, even a friendly dog can be less than friendly. And then let's say your dogs don't get along and they start to have a little situation, another nearby dog could get escalated, and then you have dog chaos. And these are the reasons why dogs are often not invited to events like this. So it's so important so that people can bring their dogs, that you manage your dog properly. Oh, what did we see? He's found something down there to eat. That you manage your dog properly when you're at these events, so that they are going to continue to open the event to people to bring their pets, because it's so fun to bring your dog apple picking with you, have them on a leash and walk throughout the fields, and often they have like a bit of a campfire type thing after a hayride or apple picking, and it's so nice to have your dog with you for these things. So make sure that you are paying attention to your dog when you go to these events, so that he can not be stressed and not get into trouble with another dog. And remember, it's not always just about your dog, it's about the other dogs there. Certainly, I've been a vendor in places with my dog, and he is not super friendly. Some dogs he really likes, and other dogs he does not like at all. So I have to make sure that he's in his crate when I'm at an expo, and that his crate is tucked away where somebody not paying attention to their dog will not wander. The dog won't wander and find Tristan, because then he just gets feeling even more insecure when he's in his crate. So make sure that you pay attention to your dog and think about the things at the festival from his point of view, so that you can remember that some things that are 2 feet high might upset him, or also foods that are displayed at 2 feet high. A dog can easily walk by and peel off a couple of sample pies and enjoy them. So you might have to have an extra bill that you weren't planning on that day. So pay attention to your dog when you're at a festival, and do think twice about including your dog, because it might be a great opportunity for him, but you need to make sure that you are ready to take care of your dog at that kind of a situation. And don't go and think, if it doesn't work out, I'm going to put the dog in the car, because sometimes on these fall days, in many areas, it can be 75 in the sun in the afternoon, and then it gets too hot in your car for your dog, even with the windows down, and you can't just throw him in the car. So make sure you think about how to plan for bringing your dog along to some outdoor activity in the fall. And also, it's great if you can include your dog in an outdoor activity in the fall, because they have a good time like you do. They love to get out and see the world, and if you can't bring him along, maybe take him for an extra long walk that day, just to give him some fun too. So we will be going to the downtown festival in a few minutes with the Schnauzer. He loves to walk with his giant Schnauzer, and I will have to pay attention to him to make sure that he doesn't see other dogs and get too excited. And he actually does a lot better when he's with the Schnauzer, because the Schnauzer is super friendly and super good with other dogs, and she's big, and so he feels a lot safer when he's with her. So you might even get together with another dog friend with a great, well-behaved, socialized dog, and go with them to an event, or even just a fall dog walk. So that's my tip for today. Think about bringing your dog with you to some of the fall activities, and make sure that you're paying attention to him while you're there. We will be back from Massachusetts tomorrow, and then we will have much better sound and camera angle, because I did not remember to bring all of that stuff with me. I thought I could use my sister's, but she's now using other stuff. So anyway, we will see you tomorrow at around 9:25 for another episode of Conversations with a Corgi. And let's hope the phone has enough power to do the Corgi music, Bess. There we go. You want to see the Corgi? He got to hide in the background for my sister's breakfast with spaniels. He's having camera fatigue. Bitsy, say hi to your Corgi friends. He enjoyed the T-Touch workshop. He got to demonstrate mouth work.